gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Dallas police say a 6-year-old girl was fatally shot in an old East Dallas neighborhood. According to police, it appears she was with some other children, and they somehow got a hold of a gun inside a townhome. This comes as a relative tells us another child from the family was also recently fatally shot.
Wow, so you have another 6-year-old girl who got a hold of a weapon, came in contact with a weapon. You know, in the community, bro, we have to have some of the most negligent parents, you know, ever. At this point, you got to keep an eye on your kids, and this happens so frequently. I don't know how many stories I've covered on this incident, but it's happened so frequently that you know, it's really starting to be a huge issue.
Fox 4's David Santandri is at the Dallas Police headquarters with more. David.
Yeah, we do not know for certain how this 6-year-old girl was shot, but Dallas police say there was an unsecured firearm near a group of kids.
So this, guys, I keep telling you, if you are around, and this can happen with anybody who's negligent, but in particular, these Thug Max Alpha Simps, they got to have it on them, all right? Because they might have ops who are going to slide and, you know, spin the block. I've already gone over a lot of this terminology for you guys. So, you know, if you're a little lost by what I'm saying, you know, it's time to keep up. But the reality is, these Thug Max Alpha Sims, they are always going to have that thing on them. And a lot of times they just put the pistol down, put the hammer down, and you know, just leave it wherever, like it's a cell phone, right? Because if you watch the music videos, they're playing with them like they're toys. So obviously they don't view firearms as something that is very dangerous and needs to be kept away from children, kept out of reach, whatnot, handled with care. They don't view it that way because of what the culture has presented these things to be to us.
A 6-year-old girl was shot inside a townhome off Fuqua Street and Fitzhugh Avenue Wednesday evening. The 6-year-old girl was with other juveniles inside the home, where there was an unsecured gun, according to Dallas Police Department. Police say it's unknown how the child was shot. The 6-year-old was taken to a hospital where she died.
Yeah, that hurts, because I have a 7-year-old.
Markia Boyd lives in the same complex.
I'm trying to not cry, actually. I'm not. I'm trying to hold it in. I'm shaking right now.
The child's aunt tells Fox 4, off camera, the child's mother was not home at the time. Instead, she was at a funeral home planning services for her 14-year-old son, who died on New Year's Eve due to a shooting a couple days earlier off Harry Hines Boulevard.
Wow, so you have her 14-year-old son who was deleted on New Year's, and now the 6-year-old girl. Very, very sad.
Oak Lawn. Family identifies him as a Braylon Ryder.
It's like, I guess everything's a shock.
There appears to be bullet holes on the home, but it's unclear if that's from Wednesday's shooting. Dallas police did not say if there's a criminal investigation geared toward a specific suspect, and they also did not say who they believe owns that gun.
A six-year-old was killed in a shooting in Old East Dallas neighborhood.
Yeah, it's unclear how, but police say they found her inside of a townhome with other kids and an unsecured firearm. Fox 4's Paige Ellenberger live here this morning with the details.
Yeah, good morning. The child's aunt told Fox 4 off camera that the mother was not at home at the time of the shooting. She was actually at a funeral home planning services for her 14-year-old son who was fatally shot just before the new year.
Wow, and that leads the question to, who did she leave her kids with? Already dealing with a lot. Very sad, holidays for her, and now, unless she has another child, it appears that she might be childless going into 2024.
Yesterday's shooting happened at around 3 p.m. at a home on North Fitzhugh Avenue. When police were called there, they said they found the 6-year-old shot. They took her to a local hospital where she later died. Markia Boyd lives 2 doors down and came home to the police activity. She says she's shaken to learn that this happened to the family in what she describes as a quiet area.
It hurts because I have a 7-year-old, and I seen the little girl, when I do see them, going to school and stuff, that is sad.
There are bullet holes on the outside of the home, though it's unclear at this point if that's from this specific shooting. Dallas police have not released any information about a possible suspect. They also did not disclose who owns that firearm. Brandon.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Dallas police arrested a 19-year-old suspect in connection with the shooting death of a 6-year-old girl in Old East Dallas. That happened yesterday. Investigators say Damariya Sowels left the gun used in the shooting unsecured.
Wow, so this is who this sister was, had left her child with. Guys, I mean, Damariya Sowels, obviously, I mean, what do you expect, bro? The guy is carrying a weapon, just leaving it wherever in the crib with children in the home. I guarantee this isn't the first offense. First major offense, that is. I mean, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. But obviously you cannot leave a firearm in the vicinity of a child. You got to lock your weapons up. We keep having this conversation, but obviously these videos are not getting out to the masses. So, this is what is repeatedly going to happen. So, I mean, this guy is bad news, right? He should not have been left with this child. And we see that these domestic incidents, whether it be abuse or some type of negligence, continues to occur with non-familial men who come into the home of a single mother household. So that's a real statistic. You can look it up. The likelihood of danger happening to that child increases when you're bringing in a non-familial man. So, I mean, as a community, we got to do better. We have to understand these things because these super gremlins are on demon time.
And then tried to hide it when police got to the scene. He is charged at this point with evidence tampering. Fox 4's Stephen Dial has more on the investigation. Stephen.
Dallas police said, and court documents say, that the suspect allegedly admitted to placing a MAC-10 on top of a PlayStation in the bedroom before the shooting happened. What we don't know is exactly how the child was shot, according to police. Police arrived at a shooting call around 2:30 Wednesday at a townhome on North Fitzhugh in East Dallas. 6-year-old Aylayna Ross had been shot and died at the hospital.
I'm trying to not cry, actually. I'm not. I'm trying to hold it in. I'm shaking right now.
Investigators at the scene said it was unknown how the child was shot, but also said there was an unsecured handgun in the home. On Thursday, court documents revealed more about that. Police brought in 19-year-old Damariya Sowels as a witness to the shooting. During the interview, police say he admitted to placing a MAC-10 on top of the PlayStation in the bedroom on the 3rd floor Tuesday.
Bruh. Putting a MAC-10. You can't make this stuff up. You place a MAC-10 on a PlayStation. So, you know, the Thug Max Alpha Simp is kicking it inside this sister's home. Probably busting her cheeks. You know, acting like some whatever father figure that he's supposed to be. He's playing video games. And maybe he gets up to go and grab a snack. Grab one of little Aiden's fruit snacks. And next thing you know, he places the MAC-10 on the PlayStation, walks off, and this 6-year-old girl picks it up, and we know the rest of the story. Bro, this scenario is... It's very common, for one. And then it's so ironic. There's so many different little... I don't even know. I mean, it's just... Every type of stereotype is being fulfilled in this scenario. And it's absolutely sad. It really is.
After the shooting on Wednesday, investigators say he took the MAC-10, put it in a backpack with a Glock 40, and hid it in the garage of the home. Markia Boyd told us her children played with the 6-year-old victim in the past.
It hurts because I have a 7-year-old, and I seen the little girl, when I do see them, going to school and stuff, that is sad.
What appeared to be a bullet hole was seen on the 3rd floor of the home between 2 windows. Police said there was one other adult in the home along with Sowels, but we are told the victim's mother was not there and that she was planning a funeral for another one of her children who was shot days before the new year. That child was also a young person, a teenager. While Boyd is shaken by the news of a 6-year-old's death, she is trying to look at the bigger picture.
God has the stronger power over all of this. It's the plan behind all of this.
And look, you know, you can't put this on God. You cannot put this on God. The sequence of events has everything to do with demon time activities and not God. God ain't got no part of this, right? Obviously, you know, we pray that this young girl, and we, you know, want to believe that this young girl is in a quote unquote better place now, but I'm sure she would probably want to live more life. I'm sure she would have probably wanted to, you know, be taken care of by some more responsible people. And, you know, her mother would have, you know, cared more about her than to leave her with a Thug Max Alpha Simp Super Gremlin on Demon Time.
Now, Sowels had additional warrants for his arrest aside from the tampering charge. He had 2 warrants for evading arrest.
Damn, so he had warrants out. This is crazy. Everything's lining up. I told you sisters about doing the background checks. You got guys with active warrants and you're letting them sleep with you in the crib. I mean, bruh.
And another warrant for unlawful possession of a weapon.
All right, Stephen Dial reporting. Stephen, thanks.
24 hours after the tragic shooting death of a 6-year-old Dallas girl, and there is an arrest. Police say the man in custody admitted to leaving a gun in the home with children around. But investigators are still not publicly saying who fired the shot that killed that little girl. NBC5's Maria Guerrero has the new details and what the victim's family is saying.
It's a nightmare. We live in a nightmare right now.
It is an all too cruel reality facing Michael Key and his family.
Dealing with the loss of 2 grandbabies back to back, it's hard right now. I mean, especially this little one. This is my heart. My little 6-year-old.
2 grandkids taken in separate acts of gun violence.
And yeah, I mean, this is, I want to say, you know, it's unprecedented. I want to say it's a catastrophe and it's something that is, you know, rare and outrageous, but this is every single day in the community and nobody's talking about it. That's the worst part. We're not discussing it. We're not having these conversations. It's just boom, sweep it under the rug. It's crazy.
Precious Aylayna Lee Key Ryder Ross has unopened gifts from her 6th birthday a few weeks ago.
She was a good child, very sweet, very smart, highly intelligent. She just learned me how to do TikTok, and I didn't know how to do TikTok. And I'm like, Lord, you know how to do TikTok? And she said, yeah, Papa. And she showed me, we did it, and it was so funny.
The kindergartner who loved McDonald's and the Dollar Tree died in a shooting at her Fitzhugh Avenue home Wednesday afternoon. Dallas police arresting Damariya Sowels in her death. The 19-year-old also had warrants for previous evading and gun charges.
According to the arrest affidavit, Sowels allegedly admitted to bringing 2 guns inside of this home and placing a MAC-10 on top of a PlayStation on the 3rd floor.
DPD still not saying how the...
And that MAC-10 on the PlayStation is just killing me. No pun intended. I mean... And you know, the mother... I know she's grieving, but I mean, it's just like, damn. What are y'all seeing him, bro? Well, I mean, I understand the Thug Max swag is what you're seeing him, bro, but I mean, he's leaving the MAC-10 on the PlayStation. Did you ever check him for that? Like, kids play with video games. You should probably, you know, move your gun away from the things that kids play with, I think, right? I mean, I don't get it.
Child was shot whether she was holding the gun or someone else was when it fired. Sowels, Key says, is his grandson's friend.
I'm very upset about that. And I'm just hurt that there was a gun in this house, period.
After the shooting, Sowels is accused of taking the gun and concealed it in his backpack along with a Glock 40, hiding the backpack in the garage, where crime scene investigators later found it. Tragically, as Aylayna lay shot, her mom was at a funeral home preparing her 14-year-old son's burial. He was shot and killed along Harry Hines just before New Year's. Another 14-year-old survived. Police arrested a 16-year-old in that case.
And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, on anyone.
Tasked with burying 2 grandbabies, Key asks for prayers and for anyone with a gun to lock it up.
Because tragedy's right around the corner.
Maria Guerrero, NBC5.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.